Hello everyone and welcome to the HRL Firestone Firehawk Season 3 Grand Finals. We're going to have a bit of a different format than what we're used to in general Grand Finals here. We're going to have four tracks featured across 6 races. So following up with many things in this Firestone Firehawk season being a little bit different, the Grand Finals format follows that. So we're starting off with 2 motos on Hobgobblin, and then we're going to end the night 2 motos on the Rallycross of Sweden, new hog track that we got fixed just for this Grand Finals. Now in the middle, we have 2 tracks that were voted in from the regular season. So in the middle, it'll be 1 moto on Cairo, which got voted in for the Gooses, and 1 moto on Monza, which got voted in for the Hogs. So we'll have those favorites from the regular season brought back. Holding in a burp. All right, we're good. We're good. The burp was not coming. Now it did. We're good. So yeah, we got this Grand Finals to sign it up. Left to right, it's going to be Detail, Slaunch, Luke, Roman, Fireball, Soul. And this first moto, another thing that's a little bit different for this Grand Finals, this first moto will be seeded based off the regular season point standings. And funnily enough, we have the 6 top finishers from regular season here. And all in their correct order here. And then for the rest of the night, to mix things up, a little bit different than what we've been doing throughout the regular season, invert the whole way. So we're just always inverting. Every moto, even if we're switching tracks, whatever, just inverting the whole way. Sticky that down here for this first moto. 20 laps, Hobgobblin for both motos. I don't know if we raced this track, green flag. I don't know if we raced it in Firestone Firehawk previously in the old seasons. I feel like we did. And if we didn't, we definitely raced it in something, maybe just like our GP season or something, because I 100%, I feel like it was Firestone Firehawk. I feel like I remember watching some clips of some aggressive chows on the last part of this track in the montage. So I feel like we have, I'm not 100% sure, but either way, track definitely fits the mold with some adjustments from Roman too, some bumps and just some jumps, a little cheesy stuff added in. First lap down, Detail going to lead him down, Roman second, Slaunch 3rd, Luke 4th, Fireball 5th, and Soul in 6th. I definitely like the bump on the first. I like the first bump. The second one, or the next 2 are okay, but the first bump I like a lot. The first bump makes that turn pretty interesting. There's a few different ways you can approach it, and definitely some arguments for all of them, I think. Slaunch getting pretty aggressive on Roman here for second, seeing if he can find a line. Not able to do it quite yet. Maybe Slaunch, knowing him, goes for Ascend. Roman goes for Ascend just to get the track position and just to protect from a potential Slaunch send. I think Slaunch actually gains a little bit of time there, but that's the interesting part about the end of this track is that you can go for those sends, and you can do it to make passes, of course. You could try to like get in front of somebody, or you can do it defensively. You can sacrifice some speed on that section to get some track position, get ahead of the person trying to pass you, and hope that you have like a good enough landing to where it ends up paying off, or you can just like block them essentially. So it makes the end of this track pretty interesting. I like the little GP rollover action. Oh, traction lock for Luke, gonna get passed up by Fireball there. Slaunch losing a little bit of time maybe in the end of that rollover as well. So pretty tight pack here for 3, 4, 5. Roman's gotten away a bit. Detail gotten away a bit in the lead now too. Oh, Fireball cheesing in the back. Side by side. And a little sandbag cheese for Luke. So gonna fall back a little more so to 5th. Fireball holding on to that 4th place. Is making pretty good time. Felt like he was running pretty good laps, and then not gonna happen now. Thought he was gaining on Slaunch quite a bit, but now he's going to need to take a lot more time to try to make up those positions. So now that separates things a bit. I think the closest thing is probably Slaunch in 3rd. Let's go on board. Get some onboard action in this race. Can I find it? There we go. Yeah, switching things up a little bit for this Grand Finals format. Got to keep it interesting. Definitely always going with the experimental stuff in this Firestone Firehawk season, and I like, unless we're doing like the classic HRL Cup Grand Finals type format, unless we're doing that, if we're bringing like a Grand Finals tournament to a different series, I definitely enjoy mixing up the format a little bit, having some fun with it, you know, giving some some variety to it, making every grand finals unique. Doesn't always have to be the same type of thing. Because there's definitely some fun ways that we can experiment with grand finals in general. I think for different series, keep things interesting that way. Slaunch loses a little bit. Roman having some good laps here. Fireball getting away in the top 4 is definitely far away on this one now. That being said, they're all pretty evenly gapped at this point. It might be time to go on board with Fireball. So he's getting closer to Slaunch in 3rd. I think it's definitely time to go on board with him and see what he could do here. Both of them making some slight contact, going a little too far inside, costing both of them some time there. Yes, we'll see what we could do with more cheese and mixing up the grand finals in the future. Of course, we did the 2023 roadmap video recently. If you haven't watched that, definitely recommend it. Going over a lot of stuff that we could be looking into in Infinite there, and basically what I went through in that is that you know, like the main planned grand finals for next year, well, is mostly just one, honestly, is like the HRL Cup grand finals. For the rest of the series, basically just saying, like, if we come up with something interesting, might run one, but not necessarily like a guarantee, because the way I feel about the grand finals is like they're fun, but I don't think every series. Oh, the Hog series will have one as well. I don't know how that was blanking on that one, but yeah, the Hog one will definitely have one too. So those are the only 2 like guaranteed ones, the HRL Cup one and the Hog series one. And yeah, basically just like about how grand finals are. You know, I like them being like a special type tournament. And if every series, even like mini series and stuff like that, gets one, it kind of takes a little bit away from it. So not that it only needs to be 2. I mean, if we come up with some good ideas, I'm definitely down to add some more grand finals in next year, but just not committed to it. So for example, for the ones that we have, like I like the idea of doing it for HRL Cup because that's obvious. That's just like tradition. If we're doing one of those seasons and we're finishing out the season, we're gonna have a grand finals. That's just how we've done it, and we don't. You know, it's not like the Halo 5 cheese situation like this year where we just want to like move on to the next stuff where we don't have a grand finals. Like with Infinite, we're pretty well committed on that. So if we're running a HRL Cup season on Infinite, especially the first one, we'll definitely be doing a grand finals for it. And then for the Hog series, well, for one, obviously it'll come later in the night here, but we'll have like a little Hog grand finals experiment, of course, because we'll have some Hog races in this grand finals. That's another thing, of course, like naturally that makes this grand finals unique. We've got a Goose v Hog 3 races a pop grand finals, which is something we haven't done before, so we have that here. So for the Hog series, I mean, it's going to be the first all Hog race grand finals. So like, yeah, obviously I want to do a grand final for that. Like, that's pretty unique. That's something we haven't done, so absolutely want to do that. Yeah, Roman really stretching ahead here. So he's sold back in 6th. Can't see Luke in front of him on his screen, so he's pretty far back. Luke's kind of on his own as well in 5th. Detail update on him in the lead here. He's got a pretty decent gap on Roman, but Roman's not too far away. Roman's definitely putting in some good laps. He's Detail's got a nice gap to work with right now, but he hasn't necessarily like lost him, I would say. A couple mistakes. Roman could definitely close it in with a combination of some Detail mistakes and good laps from Roman. Slaunch and Fireball though, it's looking like it's brewing and it's getting close. We'll go back on board with Fireball. He's starting to get a little close. Slaunch definitely starting to hear the revs of his Goose behind him. But yeah, so basically for next year we'll see what we come up with. Just the two main ones because of tradition for the HRL Cup one. Got to do a grand final for that, and of course it'll be like the end of the year series too. So we want to end the year off with a bang like we're doing this year with the Reach Throwback grand finals and this one as well. Throw a little shout out to that. So we're grand finals. We're in the end. We're in the end game right now. So we have this grand finals, and then after this is the Reach Throwback grand finals because we just wrapped up the regular season on that a couple days prior to this. Oh, the traction lock for Slaunch and Fireball hitting the inside move. Fireball's been tracking down Slaunch these last few laps, and there it happens. Slaunch hitting the unfortunate traction lock. Fireball being there. Take advantage of it. So Fireball move into podium position. Slaunch, our resident host Goose, H4 Goose Division winner on the season. Really strong in the Gooses throughout the entire season. Many wins. Is definitely one of Slanch's best showings in an HRL season. Even though he didn't get the overall championship, just his Goose specific like division championship. I mean, he's very strong. Like, he was definitely like uncontested. Strongest runner through the season in the Gooses in particular. Not showing it here though. He's definitely under the influence of some substance for this race. So he's gonna have to try to figure it out. Gonna have to try to race with that. Might hurt him a bit here, but we'll see. We'll see if he can bring it back. That being said, I mean, he still showed what he could do in the regular season. The Goose's very dominant performance there, so nothing to prove for him. Is definitely, like I said, one of his strongest showings in a minute. The dad buff coming in hot. Going on board with Roman here because it looks like he's made some time up on detail a little bit these last couple laps, so we'll go on board with him and see what he could do. Oh, what the hell? How are we already that close to the end? We're going to be going to 4 to go this time by. I felt like there was like 10 more laps. I thought we were like hitting halfway. I don't know how this is going by so fast. Yeah, definitely enjoying these last few grand finals. Definitely enjoying the closeout to the year, ending the year off with a bang. The double grand finals within a week of each other. Pretty cool way to end the year. And, hopefully they're both pretty solid. We'll see how this Firestone Firehawk one plays out as the night goes on. First race, not too bad so far. The Reach one I'm very curious about because I plan on doing the same type of format for the Reach one where we're just, how we usually do like the heats for the Reach nights, but just like not doing away with those for the grand finals and just like inverting every time. Like that for Reach could make that grand final very interesting. Like I could see the Reach grand final being pretty crazy with that format and probably expecting some more drivers in that one. I would say I would think it'd probably be a bigger lobby for that one. So the combination of that with like that format, obviously the format definitely still cheeses things here, but I think not as much because with 6 drivers, the invert doesn't hurt as much. But yeah, the Reach one though, even with the longer motos, I think that could make things very interesting with the invert. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I could see the Reach grand finals being pretty cheesy and having some unexpected twists and turns. That being said, I think this one will have some as well, even with the format difference, even with just the 6 drivers. I think it'll still leave some room for some surprises in this one as well. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, that's your little leak, I guess, for the Reach throwback grand finals coming up. Is I think we'll do, obviously it's different, all Gooses, and we're doing the 2 SX, 2 GP, 2 Oval. 6 races on the night. So similar in the sense that we're doing 6 races on the night, but a little bit of different style for them, different moto length, and no hogs, different game. But as far as the rest of it goes, we'll do the rest of the format the same. So that should be quite interesting, I think. We're on the white flag here, by the way. And Detail did cheese a little bit at the end, so he does open up a little bit of a gap now to Roman. Like, Roman's not too far behind, so does Roman go for it? Does he go rogue and send it here? He does! He does! Oh, he goes over him. No, the dismount. No, he's going to lose second place. Oh, you got to respect the move out of Roman, but unfortunately it didn't work. Before my film gets conked, I want to see if I can get back and get a good replay on that. Let's take a look. There it is. Oh, I mean, he touched him. He definitely made contact with Detail's head, I think. Maybe gave him a haircut there, but it was a valiant effort. I respect the move. It's unfortunate that he ended up losing the spot, but I respect the move. Roman going for the entertainment here, because if he actually pulled that off, that definitely would have been pretty entertaining. But unfortunately, he ends up losing the spot on that. We'll see if that ends up costing him later on. But hey, he lost 1 point. He lost 1 point, but he could have gained 2. He could have gained 2, and he could have taken 2 away from Detail. That could have been a big move to start off this grand final. So again, I respect the chow, but in the end of it, didn't work out. Decent first race. Detail runs away with this one. takes the win. Fireball clutches, well, I don't know, say clutch, but takes the second place in the end. And Roman going to have to settle for the podium on that one. All right, let's go into Moto 2.